going on, guys? Welcome to a new episode of WIZLAND with Wiz. Happy to be with you guys today. So today I'm chilling and I wanted to bring this video because I'm getting ready to go to the gym and go ahead and continue on phase one. So today is day 5 of phase one. If you're not aware of what phase one is, that is the next step after 75 hard. So 75 hard, to be honest with you guys, has been one of the best things that has happened in my life. Very productive and has made me very self-aware about where I needed work to be done in my own life, the amount of bullshit and the amount of lies that I would be telling myself. And it really helped me kind of get my shit together. It kind of emphasized everything that was wrong with me, and also it emphasized my ability to do a lot of things that I did not, up to that point, I had not done consistently. So now that he's 75 days up, the next step is phase one. Phase one is a 30-day program. I want to say a 30-day program, but it's a commitment for 30 days that has to do with already what you learn in 75 hard. But also on this program, three new things are incorporated into the entire process. So for me, when I saw it, I thought it was gonna be easier than that, to be honest. But I mean, when you come to 75 hard, there's nothing easy about it. So one of the hardest things, I mean, I already was aware that you had to like take a cold shower for 5 days. I'm sorry, for 5 minutes. You had to take a cold shower every single day for 5 minutes. And the very first day, since it's cold down here in the South, bro, like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, I didn't even want to go into that shower and take a fucking shower. Like, it was so fucking cold, but I ended up doing it. I could tell like my breathing technique was not good, so it kind of made me think about what can I do in order to kind of make that experience a bit better. So I went ahead and started researching on people, on breathing techniques and things of that nature. So I'm trying to get better at that, something that I never even thought about before. But now that I'm incorporating cold showers, I'm definitely, like, it has allowed me to kind of look into different things in different realms about how to control your breath, how to actually be under cold water or underwater for a longer time. So I'm doing that research on my own. But regardless to say, man, phase one, it took me about 6 days to really commit to phase one, because I wanted to make sure that if I'm going to do this, that I would not fuck it up, that I would not cheat, that I would not have to restart the entire program. So that was my main thing when the main reason I kind of decided to kind of sit on it, kind of reflect on the past 75 days and see what is it that was so different this time around. And there's a lot of things, man. Most of it has been with my own myself being fed up with myself, in the sense that I was fed up with my same circumstances, feeling lethargic, feeling tired, not understanding why I was feeling tired. And to be honest, like, my biggest issue at the beginning of 75 hard was the fact that I was going to the restroom a lot. Like, I was going to the restroom maybe like 3 to 4 times an hour, just because I'm not used to like drinking water like that consistently. So after the program, now 70 like now I'm 5 days into the first phase and doing 75 hard. So I'm about 80 to 85 days of me being aware, of being more active with that aspect of me trying to drink water, stay hydrated. I can say that I don't go to the restroom as much no more. So it was just a matter of time before my body got used to it. I know some people don't ever, like, I was reading some forums online that they try to do it, and that's one of the main reasons why they also did not continue to do that. But I think it honestly is on a case by case basis, where you have to allow your body to adjust. Some of our bodies adjust quicker than others, but I can only say that after 75 days, like, my body started adjusting maybe within the last 15 days. So I can say with confidence that you have to continue doing the things that you're doing until your body becomes adjusted to it and comfortable with what you're doing, because you're introducing something very new to your body and to your life that maybe up to this point you've never done. So having said that, I mean, the reason I wanted to wait on the reason I wanted to make this video is because phase one is just gonna keep pushing you to be and get to that next level of what you say you want to be. One of the main things that I noticed right away on day one was that let me grab this right here real quick. One of the main things that I noticed right away was that while I was able to commit to the 75 days, no, like in a sense, some days were better than others, obviously, but I was able to commit to it. Now with phase one, I have to add more things to the initial things that I did in 75 hard that I did not know that I was gonna have to do. But reality is that me doing that is just gonna enforce that aspect of me. This is now has become my norm. Now I'm looking forward to going to work out outdoors. I'm looking forward for my first workout. I'm looking forward to making the time to kind of fit this critical task that I need to do. And the beauty of it is that they're very productive. It's very productive. Like now I'm becoming very productive, and I'm noticing that my initial thought process, and this is something that Andy Frisella talks about, that usually our initial thought process is that we want to be lazy, that we want to give ourselves excuses to maybe not do the work that is needed at that very moment. And that's something I've become very much aware of now that I've finished 75 hard. Like for most of the time, my initial thought is that I'm gonna leave it out for later. But now knowing that I've gone through 75 hard, you only have 24 hours in a day. If you allow yourself at that moment that you're thinking about doing something and you give yourself an excuse not to do it, more than likely what you're doing is you're failing yourself, and you're pushing things to like, the more you push something, the more of an opportunity you give in that thing not to get accomplished. So now I stop my way of thinking in that sense. So every time I like, my first thought is maybe I'm gonna do it later, or maybe just give yourself 10 minutes to rest, or whatever the case is. But as soon as I that initial thought comes to my brain, I'm able to override it, and I start immediately doing what it is that I need to do. So that's one of the main things that I got from the program, and that's one of the main things that you're gonna have to do in phase one, because I'm only 5 days in, and I noticed that right after work I have to go to the gym. Right after work I have to make sure that I sit down and draw for the 1 hour that I was not drawing up to this point. And the thing is that I'm consistently doing it. So what I'm doing is, now that I'm consistently doing it, I'm creating and making proof that I can do these things, that I can implement it into my life, and they're not gonna become norms. That's the beauty of it, because now that I see that I'm doing it every fucking day, every single day I'm doing the same shit, as boring as it might sound, it's enforcing that thought that I will become the person that I want to be, you know? It's enforcing the thought, and it's enforcing the work, and the work is getting done. I'm working on my fucking first sketchbook that I've of all my art within the last 3 years. That's something I already had thought to create this year. But the fact that there's now implementation, there's a plan for it, that I'm working on it every single day. I'm seeing it coming into fruition, coming into reality day by day. So that's just my realization about going into phase one, guys. And I think that when we allow ourselves to actually commit to something new, because keep this in mind, man, like if you're an artist, if you're someone that, let's say, is in the creative space, you're not seen as someone athletic. I don't know, for whatever reason, that's just normal. When I see everyone within the art community, for the most part, they're out of shape. I don't understand what that is. I don't understand why that is. But it's very true. Like, I see people like famous directors out of shape. I see people that are badass actors for the most part, unless they're playing in a role, out of shape. I see people that are actual visual artists for the most part out of shape. I don't know why. I don't know if that's the norm of becoming an artist, but I've told myself that I don't want to be that type of artist. I don't want to be a lazy ass artist that only uses the excuse of being creative, and that's the reason why their body looks like shit. That's the reason their finances are not taken care of. That's the reason that their mindset is not where it needs to be. They're just so good at something that they're giving themselves an excuse to really allow themselves to be better at anything else. I declined that ideology. I declined that particular mindset because I want to be able to live for 100 years. That's just my thought process. I want to be able to live as long as possible. That's my goal. Obviously, I don't control that. I can only do so much to control how much I live in this world. But as long as I live here, as long as I'm doing the work every single day, that's what I intend to do. So that's why I wanted to share this video. That's why I want to share the process. 75 days in is just a small amount of my lifetime, right? It's not going to be a long time. 75 days in is only a small portion of what I live up to this point. But now the fact is that I've been able to share and show myself that I'm able to do all these things within that small period of time that I will be doing for the entire rest of my time, So I'm telling you guys, it is going to be difficult. It will not be easy. But at this point, it's about you increasing your mindset, increasing the discipline within your mind. And the more I listen to Andy Frisella, I think that's one of the main focuses. He's actually put himself to kind of share that process this year. Discipline is the main thing you should be focusing on. You should be able to create discipline and treat it as a skill. That's one of the things he actually shared. Treat it as a fucking skill because you can get better at it. And the only way you're going to get better at it is by you on a day-to-day basis, every fucking day, doing what you say you're going to do. And that's going to be all you need to do in order to become successful. So I trust in the process, and I'm allowing myself to really commit myself to this program. So day 5 of phase 1. And there's 2 other phases according to Andy Frisella. So I'm in phase 1. I'm gonna leave you with this. So this is the last tip that I'm gonna share because I think I've been on the video a little bit long. But before you really start phase 1, I allow myself 6 days. The reason I did that is because I wanted to actually show myself that I can still do what I learned from 75 Hard without me needing to actually depend on the program. So without me having to be on a program and me telling myself that I'm 75 Hard, did it stick? Basically, that was my test for myself. And it did stick. I was still I was still reaching my 1 gallon a day. I was still reading my 10 pages. I'm not going to say that every single day that I was off, I went outside and worked out. That was one of the things that I kind of allow myself to rest, but it's because I needed that rest. And because I was like, you know what, you're about to start phase 1, so you're going to have to rest and be ready to attack that 100%. So basically, that's the only thing that I kind of put myself back on. But other than that, I was doing everything else. I was still taking the picture because it gave me the idea that I want to take a picture for the next 5 years and see how my body looks from now to in 5 years. I want to, and after 5 years, I want to see how I look in 10 years and maybe 15, 20 years. So it's become a norm thing, It's become something that's consistency. That is, I'm gonna keep doing until who knows when, but it's just part of life, And I think the main goal is that I make this is my goal, that I make these things as second nature as just breathing, as just going to the restroom. Because if you do that and you get to that level, people are gonna think you're crazy. But the truth is, the more you do it, you're gonna get your body and your mind, and you're strengthening your mind, you're strengthening your body, and that is what's gonna give you that advantage when it comes to any phase of life. If you're trying to reach a particular goal in your financial goals, that's what's gonna help you. If you're trying to reach a particular physical look, that's what's gonna help you. If you're trying to get a particular girl, or you're trying to be in a particular relationship with a guy, or whatever the case might be, that's gonna help you, you know. So you have to understand that the only thing that you can do is control your own mind and control your own actions, you know. So before I did start it, I really thought about what critical task I wanted to kind of put my time to. And that at this moment, I'm trying to build my art business. So I'm making sure that I'm trying to build my art business, and I'm trying to grow my YouTube. So both my channels. So I have WIZLAND and I have Walter.Ivan Samora, which is my name. And that's the two channels that I'm trying to grow. So I'm making sure that I put on my critical task list that I'm creating content for these two channels on a consistent basis, something that I was not doing prior to this. So that's two of my critical tasks. I have the critical task of, like I said earlier, I'm working on my sketchbook. So I'm making a 150 to 200 page sketchbook that I want to put on sale eventually mid-year. So I'm working on that right now, that I want to be able to release mid-year. So I'm working on that right now. I'm making sure that I'm researching on how to build a YouTube, or how to grow my YouTubes, just based on SEO, just trying to understand what YouTube really is, the algorithm. I mean, no one has the real answer for it, but you can only research and try to prepare yourself based on content, thumbnails, topics, all those different things, doing the research, right? So I'm doing that for an hour. I'm drawing an hour. So I'm working on my commission right now. So I'm doing all these different things, and I can see that while it is difficult, I'm slowly getting the hang of it. And once you get the hang of it, it's just going to become second nature. It's just going to be like, it's something that I do. That's who I am. And it is what it is, you know. So I hope you find some value in today's channel, guy. I hope you find some value in today's episode, guys. If you did, go ahead, subscribe, give me a comment, leave me a like. And I hope I see you on the next one, man. Take care and peace.